Tiny House Prepper.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill from Tiny House Prepper, and I am on my trip to California. And for the first night, I have a very special treat for me. I'm here in Dayton, Ohio with some friends of mine. This is Kevin and Heather, and they have a channel called Goin Batty. No G?
No G.
Goin Batty. I'll put it down below.
Going.
We met them about a year ago. Elizabeth and I did at the Big Family Homestead meetup here in Ohio, and about the same time I think you also joined Thrive.
That's right.
More or less.
That's right.
So I have continued, interaction with them because of Thrive, but somewhere along the line I think we turned into friends.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We had our first interaction at the meetup, and it was immediate.
Right, right. So, it's about a day's drive away from where I live, and on my way to California, I gave him a call, and he said, "You better stop by."
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, without question, you have a place to stay. No worries.
Right. So, you have a channel called Goin Batty.
We do.
So what's that all about?
So Goin Batty is all about life as we go and all that we learn. We are relatively new to homesteading and to prepping and to gardening, and we do a lot of cooking videos that Heather leads and teaches.
Oh, she just cooked the dinner that we just had. It was amazing.
Thank you.
It was pretty awesome.
Thank you.
She does videos like that. You need to watch.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so those are things that we put up on our channel so that people can interact with it and take the little nuggets of wisdom that we learn as we go and incorporate it into their everyday life and the way that they cook and the way that they do their whatever, gardening or fixing the toilet or just living life.
And we do it in an urban environment too.
That's right.
I mean, we do what we can with what we have. We live on a quarter of an acre, and we have, a garden, and I can. And we actually went foraging in the city.
Did you really?
Yes, that's where I got all of my mulberries from that I made mulberry jam with. So we're doing it in, I guess, in a different place. We don't have 5 acres. We don't have, all of the animals, but we're working with what we have to do what we can.
Right, and we can't eat the eggs that Gina lays, the dog. So that's just not what we...
Oh, that's so wrong. That's so gross, Kevin.
But anyway, we make do with what we can do, and God's planted us here, and we feel very blessed that we're able to garden and able to kind of homestead in our own way. Mm-hmm. Heather is an amazing crocheter too, and you've got a lot of stuff that you crocheted, and that's just a skill I don't have that.
My grandpa called it knot tying. When my grandma would do, he's like, "Oh, she's tying knots again." So yes, I do that.
Yeah.
So it really is possible to homestead in the city.
Yeah.
In not necessarily in the traditional sense.
No chickens, but
no chickens. Yeah. And there's always the discussion about how how do you homestead in an urban environment? Is that even realistic? Is that really homesteading? I go back to homesteading is a mindset. And how are you making do with what you have? And one of the big phrases that we use in the Goin Batty channel is future food. What are you doing today to prepare for your future, taking care of your family, being prepared for those moments when maybe you don't know where the next paycheck is coming from? What have you done to prepare for future food? Well, gardening has a lot to do with that. Cooking a meal that can be frozen and kept for a while, using food that can sit on the shelves for a long period of time without having to be opened, like Thrive. Those are all things that kind of play into this idea of future food.
Well, and you also have to think outside of the box, because like I said, we have less than a quarter of an acre. I have a compost pile. I actually have 2.
Yep.
We have a little garden area that we actually pulled up an old patio and planted the garden there. I've planted in hay bales. I didn't plant any flowers in my front flower bed because that's where the most sun is. And I planted all of my tomato plants there. I have 15 tomato plants in my front flower bed.
Plants have flowers on them, right?
Well, they do, but they're not here. But my tomato plants, though, are also like 5.5 feet tall, too. So, so I mean, just kind of thinking outside of the box. All of my herbs are planted there. And I figured if I can't eat it, I'm not going to grow it. Yeah. So because we have 4 children, so we need.
But we do experiment.
Yeah,
we do experiment. There's horseradish out there, which I love horseradish.
Yep.
And we would have it on a regular basis, but we don't know how to harvest it. We're gonna get with one of the channel's 2 family homestead, and they're gonna teach us how to harvest it because we don't know what to do with that. Yeah. And so it really is about just being teachable.
So do you ever make mistakes, or but you don't put those on the channel, right?
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes those are YouTube gold.
Well, I mean, like I said last year, we were staying with family and we planted a garden, and we tried to do the back to Eden method, and it failed miserably. I mean, miserably. Our garden did squat last year. And it wasn't
because of the back to Eden method. It's because how we executed
we
the back to Eden.
We didn't know how to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And so it was just, we've done that where, we've built chicken runs and chicken coops where it's like,
they fall apart within a day of being made.
Kevin has a lot of skills, but carpentry is not one of them. So
it's all about the tools too, because I didn't have the best tools. But there are mistakes that have been made that we have to be honest. If we're going to be a channel of any kind of integrity, we've got to put those out there sometimes and just be honest that hey, this is a process. I mean, I put a toilet on backwards once, and we didn't show that on the channel because it was before we did the YouTube thing. And you just have to let that stuff be out there and be honest about it because you're learning,
Well, you started a video on how to change a light switch, and then we realized that the light switch. We have very old. This house was built in 1946. And the wiring, it's a 2-switch outlet, and I guess it's supposed to have at the most maybe 6 wires in it. Yeah. And he opened it up, and it was like an octopus, man. It just and then all of a sudden the lights upstairs went out, the lights in the living room didn't work, and we're what is going on?
There's a whole wall of outlets that didn't work. We had to call an electrician.
And he even said, this is going to take me a minute. I don't know what all this is. So that one didn't make it because he was so frustrated. And I'm like, honey, don't put that one up.
It was 9 o'clock and we had an extension cord going from this wall over to there to just have light. And that's where I was kind of hoping for some of the solar power, but it just, we haven't gotten that. We haven't gotten that far.
No, we haven't gotten that far.
But, there's been some mistakes.
Yeah. So your motto for your channel is?
Life as we go and all that we learn.
Yeah. So they're learning as they go.
We are so learning as we go. Yeah.
So if you want to watch somebody else learn as they go, and maybe you can learn yourself, learn what not to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any of my plumbing videos, I think you get a good picture of. Maybe you should have thought that through.
Though he's really, again, the house is old, so we have older pipes, and he took a plumbing snake through the drain, and he did a great job on that, but that is the most disgusting job. The boys were like, that's fun. I'm like, ew, that is nasty.
What's wrong?
Welcome to my world. I did that for years.
So.
Yeah.
All right, so if you want to see wonderful cooking, if you want to see mistakes in the electrical, if you want to learn as they learn, it's a great way to do it.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. We've been very thankful to be connected to Bill and Elizabeth, and we can't thank you enough for staying in our home. Yeah. We're just glad you're here.
Well, if I wasn't staying in my home, I'd be sleeping in my truck.
And that's not acceptable. You have to be with us.
No.
So I just want to thank them so much for, putting up with me for the night, and it's been great, I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening as we spend some, because we spent some time together at the meetup a year ago, but there were like 100 people there.
Yeah.
And just to have some one-on-one time with you guys.
Yeah.
It's a true privilege, so thanks for having us.
Thanks
for
You're
being
welcome
here.
anytime.
This is the way he's staying in our house.
We're called Goin Batty for a reason.
Oh my gosh.
So that's it, guys. I'm Bill. This is Kevin and
I'm Heather.
Heather.
Yep.
And check them out. Goin Batty. I'll put a link below and at the end screen. Enjoy them guys.
More updates as we go.
Okay? We'll talk to you later. Be blessed.
Bye.